Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am on part 4 of making this curly wig. So in part 1 I made the wig, part 2 I applied a texturizer, and then part 3 I bleached the knots. And I forgot to include this footage in my last video. So here are the knots up close in video instead of picture, so you can see how good they look. I was really happy with them. And in that last video, I also bleached the ends of the hair as well, but the hair color did not really change. So I didn't even use that footage and include it in this video. I know my voice sounds terrible and it sounds crazy. I'm a little under the weather. My allergies have been kicking my butt. So just bear with me and I will show you guys how I got this done. So in the next clip, you're going to see how the hair looked after I bleached the ends just one time. It did not really change the color. It got a little bit lighter, but not much. Anyways, I used the Creme of Nature color C43 lightest blonde, and it came with a booster. It also came with your typical things, your developer, the actual color, and then of course a conditioner you can use afterwards. So that's just what I'm showing here. And since this dye came with a booster, it gave results on the box, which I will show, that you can go from black to blonde with one application. So I decided to try it out. So typically I use the tip of the applicator bottle to apply the dye, but for some reason it was not working. It was like blocked and I couldn't get it unblocked. So I just dumped it all in there. And I dumped it all towards the end of the hair because I wanted that part to be lighter than the rest. So I started by applying it there at the bottom more so that it could sit at the bottom of the hair longer than at the top of the hair. As I move my way up, I am just using the brush and I'm just kind of painting the hair. As I got to the top of the hair, I didn't apply it so thick and heavy. I did a lighter application. So that's just what you'll see me doing on the video. And I have the hair sitting in a plastic aluminum foil pan top. That's just what I had. So that's what I put the hair in. And I made sure before I started applying the dye that I combed the hair out well and I had it laying flat and evenly. I definitely recommend that for this application, if you're trying to do an ombre type of look, you definitely need to use a brush. You can use your hands to smooth it out, but for the actual application, I prefer to use a brush. What I'm doing here is I am using my fingers to kind of make a lighter streak towards the top of the hair because I don't want a heavy-handed application of the color up there. So I just use my hands at that point to kind of smooth it and blend it into the darker parts of the hair. Almost like how you would do it if you do eyeshadow. You want to blend the two and kind of smooth them into each other. You don't want it to just be this hard cut between the lighter color and the darker color. I mean, some do, want that look. If that's what you're going for, then by all means, go for that. But I wanted it to be a smoother effect between the darker to the lighter. So I forgot to actually mention that when you are mixing the hair dye with the developer, with this box, since it includes a booster, you're going to also mix that booster in there as well. So that's a little different. You don't have to use the booster. So let's say your hair is already a lighter shade. I don't think you'll need the booster, but I went ahead and used it so I can see what can this dye do. Can it really make the hair go from black to blonde? So you'll see in the video the results I got. Let's talk about when I bleached the ends of the hair. So I bleached the ends. I kind of did basically a technique similar to this where I let the bleach sit on the end of the hair longer than on towards the front of the hair. So yeah, I did that. It didn't really lighten a lot. I let it sit maybe total 20 to 25 minutes, and that was it. And the hair, it really did not change much. So I didn't want to over process the hair. I didn't want to mess the hair up. And since the box had such promising results on it, I decided to trust the box dye. So yeah, that's why I didn't go through it and bleach it a second or third time. I know some people, they'll bleach the hair through different sessions, like they'll do 2 or 3 sessions of bleach to get it to that lightest color, but I decided to put my trust in the box dye. So when you are doing your ombre look, it's okay to take your time, especially since you've already applied the dye at the bottom of the hair first, which is where you want the lightest. So that's what I'm just doing here. I'm just making sure that I comb the hair, even if it's just with my fingers, comb it out as I go, so I don't miss any spots and I can have a smooth transition between color. And you'll see here the result after I let it sit for about 25 minutes. That's what the box instructions said. The hair is still like soaking wet at this point. I mean, I towel dried it a little bit, but it's still wet. And you see that the color is lighter at the bottom, and as it goes up, it transitions into the black. So I was pretty happy about that. And here's just an up close. The hair is like sort of dry here. It's like kind of damp though. And here's an up close of that color. It's not exactly super blonde to me, but I did get that brown effect, and it did match the box expectations pretty well for black hair. So I was happy with that. I will show you guys how the wig actually looked once I installed it on my head. Here's the actual install. It had a really pretty transition, and this is before any mousse was applied or any hair products. And here is when I actually put some products in the hair, how it looked. And when I went out with the hair on, it looked really good. I was happy with it, and I did get a lot of compliments on it. And here is an up close shot for how the hair looked when it had like a fresh application of mousse and just a little bit of water. So I am overall really happy with this wig. It is super pretty, and thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.